Thank you for visiting CapaDoctor.com and welcome to my class on Capa 101. Capa is one of the most critical processes in a quality system. Almost all quality regulations and standards, including the International Organization of Standards, also known as ISO, and the Code of Federal Regulations, as enforced by the FDA, require a Capa system. Capa, of course, stands for corrective and preventive action. A Capa system serves two purposes. It is used to solve problems, and it is used to prevent problems. Exactly what is a problem, and what types of problems require the use of a Capa system? A problem is an undesirable event or process deviation. The cause of the problem is not currently known. And the problem is not purely a business risk. Issues that are solely financial in nature do not belong in your Capa system. Problems that do belong in your Capa system include those related to customer dissatisfaction, health or safety, regulatory risks, or significant process issues which could result in one of the previous three types of issues. Some potential sources for Capa problems include complaints, either internal, that is from inside your company, or externally from outside customers. Supplier performance metrics, such as rejections of incoming materials. Market or customer surveys. Process control metrics, such as in-process failures. Quality audits, although every audit observation does not belong in your Capa system. Your risk management process should determine Capa eligibility. Returned products, service reports, spare parts usage, MRB or Material Review Board metrics, change control metrics, product recalls, adverse event reports, management review issues, and product realization such as design control issues. Do not overload your Capa system with lower priority problems. Use other appropriate processes to address these issues, such as your complaint system, material review board system, or change control system, among others. Use an appropriate risk management process to determine Capa eligibility and prioritization. One of the first steps is to identify the problem. The problem should be precisely defined in terms of who is involved in the problem, what exactly is affected by the problem, when the problem occurs or has occurred in the past, where the problem occurs, and how it occurs. These elements need to be addressed in a short, concise problem statement. Once you have determined that the problem is eligible to be in the Capa system, you must consider three options for addressing the problem. The first is correction. Correction is an immediate fix to the problem, a band-aid that stops the problem from continuing or getting worse. If a problem only requires a correction, it does not belong in the Capa system. Next is corrective action. Corrective action is an elimination of the root cause of the problem, which will prevent the problem from reoccurring. It is a permanent fix. Finally, preventive action. Preventive action is an elimination or mitigation of the cause of a potential problem, a problem that has not yet occurred. Not every corrective action requires a preventive action, but when a problem has occurred, an investigation should be conducted to determine if this problem or a similar problem could occur elsewhere in your company. Preventive actions may be identified and implemented independently from corrective actions as well. The first step in determining corrective action or preventive action is to analyze and identify the most appropriate root cause or causes of the problem. This process is known as RCA, or root cause analysis. An investigation should be conducted in conjunction with the root cause analysis to gather and analyze data required to determine the most likely and appropriate root causes. We will cover the root cause analysis process in a separate video. A Capa investigation plan should be developed. This is similar to a project plan with specific tasks identified. Each task must be assigned to a responsible individual or group with a target completion date identified. One individual should have the primary responsibility for managing the Capa plan and verifying that assigned individuals or groups meet their commitments in the plan. Once the most appropriate root cause has been determined, a Capa implementation plan should be developed. This plan should be structured similarly to the investigation plan. If any individual or group fails to meet a commitment, there should be an established process in place to escalate the issue to higher levels of management until the task is addressed. If an individual or group assigned to a task needs to extend a deadline, or more time is needed to meet a Capa milestone, an established process should be in place to justify the extension in writing with appropriate management approval. All planned corrective and preventive actions must be appropriately validated to assure that they meet all requirements for safety, effectiveness, and regulatory compliance, and will not cause additional problems. Once the Capa implementation plan is completed, corrective and/or preventive actions are implemented, and appropriate signature approvals are obtained, the Capa enters a new stage. An effectiveness check plan is developed, which includes specific, measurable criteria to determine if the actions taken were successful and effective. An appropriate time period is determined for monitoring the success criteria. If the Capa is determined to be effective, the appropriate management review and approval is obtained, and the Capa is closed as complete. If the Capa is determined to be ineffective, the appropriate management review and approval is obtained, and the Capa is closed as ineffective. A new Capa should be opened immediately to address the continuing problem and the process repeated. A Capa management structure should be established to effectively manage the process. A Capa management board or steering committee should be used to monitor the effectiveness of the Capa system and provide resources, tools, and support when needed. The Capa system itself should be managed by an assigned individual. Capa project or working teams must be appropriately trained in Capa and RCA processes. Again, thank you for visiting capadoctor.com.